After taking down Sabuko in River City Girls 1 and Sabu in River City Girls 2, who is the next big boss for River City Girls 3? That person can be seen in this room. Wait, isn't this the room with all of Misako and Kyoko's allies that have helped them one way or another in River City Girls 1 and 2? That's right. The boss has already infiltrated the people the girls interacted with in some way. Like, subscribe, and grab a snack because you're in for a ride. Before we start, I'm only using content and knowledge gained from playing River City Girls 1 and 2, not 0, because I spoiled myself on the ending and it doesn't add up when playing River City Girls 2. With that out of the way, time to get started. After making multiple playthroughs, I came across a big find. Behind the scenes, while Misako and Kyoko are beating up everyone that is in their way in River City Girls 1 and 2, there was one person who is puppeteering everything behind the scenes and setting up the downfall of the Sanwakai criminal organization. Who could pull off such a feat, you say? This person is a master at manipulation, getting others to do their dirty work, a master at deception, and very well connected with the people and the events that happen within River City. That person is Godai. How can this creepy looking guy be qualified to be the next boss, you ask? Let's start with a bit of his background.
There's 5 Yakuza who have betrayed the family and turned informant.
We can see that his family has some kind of conflict with Sabu's organization from his side quest at Sanwakai Tower in River City Girls 1. So we can say that Godai is affiliated with the underworld in River City in some way. I am going to take a leap and say Godai uses his photography skills that gets him in trouble with girls as a cover-up to help him gauge everyone's abilities and potential pawns he could use to achieve his goals of making his family the top Yakuzas in River City. Let's talk about his mastery of manipulation to get others to do his dirty work. We all know that Godai is very good at getting Misako and Kyoko to do his bidding. Godai was first introduced after beating Misuzu in River City Girls 1 and already wanted to do business with Misako and Kyoko by getting them to spend money and buy him a double Murph burger. There are many side quests where he gives the girls things to do, from breaking statues to breaking cars and fighting an extremely dangerous opponent, with Godai watching from a distance is most likely gauging the girls' abilities. But the side quest that sticks out the most is the one outside of Sanwakai Tower in River City Girls 1. To complete his side quest, the girls have to beat up 5 traitors from Godai's family. The traitors happen to be in rooms where the girls would be walking into, and one of which happens to be in the room with one of the explosive charges, which means the girls will end up facing the traitors while getting the explosive charge to get into the penthouse that they want to get into to find the boys. So the girls are doing exactly what Godai said, beat everyone else too for funsies. And they ended up beating up Sabuko, making her the laughingstock to Ken and a disappointment to Sabu, which makes the plot of River City Girls 2 begin. All planned and intentional by Godai. Still not convinced? I am going to take this further and say Godai is the person who got Sabuko to help the girls from getting killed by Ken after defeating him the first time. Here is something that convinced me that Godai and Sabuko were working together, and shows that Godai is the one who convinced Sabuko to help out the girls. In Technos, after speaking with Sonokawa, the girls receive a notification from Godai saying that his friend is at the atrium in Technos. Who is this friend that is waiting there to help the girls once again? None other than Sabuko herself. So Godai persuaded Sabuko when she was at her lowest point in life to get revenge on Ken Mosley. Alright, enough with how manipulative Godai is. Next is his mastery at deception. Misuzu was the one who said that she saw Kunio and Riki talking to some creepy looking guy. But here, we can see that Godai just said that same thing. But Misako and Kyoko never told him what Misuzu said to them. And Godai pointed the finger at Yamada, which the girls followed and didn't find the boys. So that means either Godai or Yamada is a liar. We can safely say that Yamada is telling the truth because he does want to meet girls. We can see that in the side quest in River City Girls 2 with Kaori. Godai, on the other hand, seems to be changing the subject whenever he is getting exposed for being creepy, and that is a sign of lying. You can already see it in his face, starting to sweat so much you can see it on his hands. And this isn't just one scene of that. It spans across 2 games of his sign of lying. Another thing that makes him a liar is the part where he claims to get balls thrown at his face by the Yakuza basketball players. If he was attacked, Misako and Kyoko, one of them would point it out, like the scene with Naritaka.
You look pretty beat up.
If he was hit, Misako would have had more to say and make fun of him, or have a different comment to say than how she responded with.
That's understandable.
The basketball players never seem to reference Godai when he said,
Get off our court, losers!
because he could use Godai as a reference to show what happens when unwanted people get on their court. I believe Godai is the one who sent that text message to Kyoko in River City Girls 1, because since Godai is lying about not being that creepy guy Misuzu saw meeting Kunio and Ricky, and with Godai's goal most likely making his family the dominant figure in River City, all he had to do is text Kyoko that the boys were kidnapped, because he has eyes on everyone and knows when Kyoko is in school and what she does while she is in school. Godai knows it's a lie since he spoke with Kunio and Ricky yesterday, because he only guessed that the boys were talking to Yamada. When sending that text to Kyoko, he unleashed his Phase 1 plan to take down the Sabu family. Step 1 is to take down Sabuko, who Sabu held in high regards compared to Ken. And the girls did just that in River City Girls 1, so that Godai is able to manipulate Sabuko to continue on to Phase 2 of his plan of taking down Sabu's organization in River City Girls 2, bringing Godai one step closer to making his family the dominant gang in River City. The girls and friends ended up taking down Sabu, and most importantly, Godai's family only lost 5 traders in the power struggle for River City. Taking on an entire Yakuza army with another Yakuza army would have been a big loss for both sides. But in this case, only one side that took the hit, Sabu's organization. The last thing I want to point out is the technology difference that Godai has seems to be way better than what Sabu uses in his fight. After beating Sabu, the girls pointed it out that his glow is fading, while Godai's completed blueprint accessory gives infinite special meter. Where does Godai get these things? His connections are definitely not to be messed with, because he has eyes on
everyone.
And that's it for this video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already for more River City Girls content.